Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Warframe. I'm your host with most, as always, Francois878, and today I'm going to be talking about update 14.5. Yeah, they just decided, you know what, let's skip 14.3, let's skip 14.4, let's just get right to the meat. Let's get right to the meat. And I like it. I love it. In fact, this video is going to be about the event that they've released, the Cryotic Front. It is the new game mode called Excavation, and it's a lot of fun. It's very survival-esque in that there is a scanner that basically scans for dig sites, and it finds one after a while. And then you have to go set up the scanner and the machine powered with, as you can see me holding right here, a power source, which are dropped by enemies as they spawn on the map. And it's a lot of fun. It's very survival-esque. The difference is instead of just automatically picking up the oxygen modules, you actually have to carry them to wherever you're trying to take them. But it's interesting and it's fun, and I like it. It makes a lot more sense than survival did on planet surface missions. That being said, obviously survival isn't gone. It's just only going to be in like outer space missions, you know, the void, stuff like that. And this event was a lot of fun. It's one of the only events that I've seen that is also on multiple maps. It starts off, you can see here, this is the first map on Earth. You basically, you know, run through Earth really quick, and then you go to Phobos, you run the Phobos mission really quick, and then you unlock the mission in Europa. And it's the same exact mission every time, it's just slightly, you know, different maps and stuff. And the first two on Earth and Phobos are the Grenier, and the third one on Europa is against the Corpus. And the mission on Europa also shows off the new Ice World maps, which they teased at the 10/05 2014 at Gamescom. And it's a really cool new map, it's a really cool new game type, and I'm really excited about it. Now let me get into the specific rewards and how the operation actually works. Basically, every time you successfully dig up an artifact, you will get a certain number of points. On Earth and on Phobos, it's 150 points. You can see right here, total Cryotic excavated is 1965. This is on Europa, though. So, basically, it's 150 points per site. So, in order to get the last reward, which is for 3,000 points, you have to do it in a single run. It's not cumulative. You have to do 20... You have to dig up 20 artifacts in order to get the last reward for 3,000 points. That's on Earth and on Phobos. Now on Europa, which you can see here, you actually get 300 points. So it doubles the amount of points you get and halves the number of dig sites you have to do in order to get the last tier equipment, which is awesome. So basically, my recommendation is to you is just fly through Earth, fly through Phobos, and get to Europa, and it will make things so much easier. Now, the one problem with these new missions that I've seen, and maybe you've already kind of figured it out or already heard, is that they're very open levels. Even with, they actually released a patch maybe 3 hours after the initial update to kind of, you know, make the map smaller, and they're still really big. Even after that, there's still a good bit of running around to do, which isn't very fun, but yeah, whatever. And as you can see here, the dig sites only, they have a certain amount of XP to them. It's kind of like defense and survival combined, which is an interesting combo, I think, and it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I enjoy this game type. That being said, they're very fragile. These dig sites are extremely fragile in later levels. We got to, on this round, I think about 4,000, and the enemies were about level 35, 36. And you really had to stay on top of these on the dig sites to make sure they didn't just immediately die. And it's tough, and it's a nice challenge, and I enjoy it very much. But now let's talk about rewards. For 500 points, you get the emblem for the event, which, I mean, 500 points is a joke even on Earth or Phobos. You can get that with your eyes closed. At 1,000 points, you get the Cryotic mod pack, which is the 4 mods for your shotgun, rifle, pistol, melee weapons that are the dual stat elemental mods. They're the status chance plus elemental damage, which means we now have access to all 4 elements, and people have insane status effects, status chances. But that being said, 1,000 points, even, like I said, on Earth or Phobos, easy peasy. Now, for 3,000 points, this is the last reward tier, you get the Latron Wraith, and you get the polar skin for the new Glexon. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's the freeze ray gun that they released with 14.5. And you get these two, like I said, for 3,000 points, which is a little bit more difficult. Like I said, that's 20 dig sites for Earth or Phobos, but that's only 10 for Europa, which you actually see us get. Actually, it might be very soon, actually. Which is easy peasy, no problem. That being said, I've taken a look at the Latron Wrath. It's not that spectacular. It is nowhere near as good as the Latron Prime, so if you're looking for a new Latron Prime, you're not going to find it here, I'm afraid. But I would say it's roughly on par with the base Latron, maybe a little bit better. It does have a higher status chance, or I'm sorry, critical hit chance than the Latron Prime, but the damage is so much weaker that it's not even worth it, really. But, I mean, it's a free weapon, so I don't think anyone's going to complain. That being said, in summary, this is a really fun event, and I've really enjoyed playing it. It's a fun new game type, and as you can see here, this is the ice. These are the new ice maps, the ice tiles. I really like them. I think they're very cool, and they're very realistic. I think that the fact we haven't had an ice planet yet is kind of a little bit silly, considering we're out in Pluto and Neptune, and on Neptune's moons, and on Uranus's moons and stuff like that. So I thought it was a little silly that we haven't gotten an ice planet yet, but now we do, and it looks fantastic, and we've got a fun new event. And I got the 3,000 points on the first random public match that I played. So on Europa. So it's not grindy either. It's a great way to display the new map and the new game types, I think. And I really have to give Digital Extremes credit. This was a lot of fun to play, and it was a lot of fun. I'm sure they'll have more stuff in the future for it. It's going to be a very interesting game type, and I can't wait to see where else it goes. But I think that's going to wrap up this short episode for 14.5, update 14.5 for the event. I will have separate videos coming out for the weapons that they introduced, the Glexon, the primary freeze ray. There's secondary, and of course the Tonfa melee weapon. So those will be 3 separate videos. And at the very least, I'm not sure what else is going on as far as other videos go. But that'll be it for this episode. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and go out there and collect some Cryotic. Dig that stuff up. We'll see you next time.